This is the L2C Media Network, and this is the first half sports finals review of the 1 o'clock games and previews of the Sunday and Monday night games. All that and the Associated Press Top 25 College Football. And now, here's our host, and I think I know what he's going to do. Here's Steve, the Baxman Baxley. Thank you very much, Harold. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to After the First Half. Harold's already described the stuff that we bring you, so why not just bring it to you? Okay, we got 3 games still going on as we review our first 4 games. Yes, friends, we got 4 games still underway as we enter the 4 o'clock hour, which means 4:05 and 4:25. Your games are coming up. We'll just give a short preview of them. But right now, folks, if you don't mind, let's get done with it. And, well, as Harry said, he knew what I was going to do. For today, let's make this one count because, frankly, this game stunk. It sucked. And how bad was it? The Cincinnati Bengals defeated the Detroit Lions. Whoa and 5. Whoa and 5. You really say whoa and 5? I think, no. Correction. Whoa and 6. Whoa and 6. That's right, folks. The Lions are nearing the return to the mountain of mediocrity, as we call it now. That's right. They are now 12 games away from a new record because they're 17 weeks in the season. And the last time they were whoa and everything was during the Rob Marinelli season. Rob Marinelli coaching disaster. Now, I know I keep saying I'm going to give the new guy a pass on this, but even I have my limits, and we're nearing it. We're nearing them. The 8th week is traditionally the halfway point in the season. We're 2 weeks away from that. So congratulations, Lions. You are assured. If you don't win these next 2 weeks or win before you go for the bye, you will be assured of that first round draft choice. You should be proud of yourselves because I know the first round, I know the college player who's destined to be the first round draft choice is on his knees going, God, please, not Detroit. And by the way, while I'm at it here, hey, Roger Goodell, it's time to man up, belt up, and be a man and release all 600,000 emails. You got a problem in that league. Don't try to cover it up. You know what I mean. And everybody else does. We want to see them emails. Don't redact them. Don't put black marks on them. We want to know what the hell's been going on at that league. We want to know just what you and the rest of the NFL are hiding. Because if it bugs the NFL Players Association, it bugs the fans too. We demand accountability, we demand transparency, and we demand you release those emails. Because you may not think there's something derogatory in them. You may want to cover it up. But in this day and age, you better open up or cancel culture will soon put you next to the XFL 2.0. All right. And with that said, hey, we got some finals. They're all finals. Packers over the Bears 24-14. Colts embarrassed the Texans 31-3. It's the 2-minute warning. Chiefs lead the Washington team that started this whole investigation in the first place. I think I know a good name for the Washington team. Washington A-holes. Chiefs 31. Washington 13. If I were Washington, I'd be embarrassed too. LA Rams over the New York Giants 38-11. 5:43 left to play in the fourth quarter. Wow, talk about your late games. Vikings over the Panthers 28-17. And early this morning, Tony Khan, your daddy did good. And so did Urban Meyer. He got 2 monkeys off his back. Folks, the Jaguars beat the Dolphins 23-20, and respect has been given back to Urban Meyer. Huzzah! Ravens over the Chargers 34-6. Now the one of the 405 games, the only 405 game, face it, on Fox. 15 minutes in, just starting, and no score. Of course, we got the Cowboys and Patriots, Raiders and Broncos at 4:25 on CBS, which means no 6 o'clock news. So let's give you a bit of a preview on tonight's Sunday night game, which is the Seahawks and Steelers. And in this case, it's a must-win for either one of those teams. Now, Ben Roethlisberger, well, he is encouraged. The Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, however, is not convinced his team's early offensive struggles are firmly in the rearview mirror. Now, there were signs of progress last week against Denver. Najee Harris ran with what is becoming his trademark fury. The offensive line created time for its big old quarterback for big as the Steelers ended a 3-game embarrassment streak. 4 quarters of competence, Roethlisberger is well aware more needs to be done if Pittsburgh wants to get back into the AFC North starting Sunday night against injury-riddled Seattle. And give me back to the script there. Thank you. Like the Steelers, Seattle finds itself in last place in a highly competitive division. Unlike the Steelers, the Seahawks will have to fix things without their best player. Quarterback Russell Wilson is out several weeks while recovering from surgery on the middle finger of his right throwing hand. Geno Smith will make his first start in nearly 4 years, while the Seahawks will play their first game without Wilson under center since 2011. Having the NFL's worst defense takes a significant step forward where help. The Legion of Boom days are long gone, replaced by a group that's more Seattle has allowed at least 450 yards in each of its past 4 games, tying a distinctively rotten NFL record. And at the moment, at least to be adequate. Considering the unknown of having Smith under center for a full game, the Seahawks could have used the boost of running back Chris Carson returning after missing last week with a neck issue. But that won't be the case as Seattle ruled Carson out due to the neck problem and is considering a stint on injured reserve for a starting running back. Alex Collins is a proven capable backup and will get a second straight start. Collins ran 47 yards on 15 carries against the Rams, but he's not Carson, who had 87 yards of total offense in Seattle's 28-26 victory at Heinz Field in 2019. Now, the Steelers, they've got a whole lot of injury problems. Wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster is out for the rest of the season after injuring his right shoulder against the Broncos. The fifth-year veteran had evolved into a reliable third-down option for Roethlisberger, and it's one of the league's best downfield backers and blockers, too. Perhaps just as importantly, Smith-Schuster gave a young wide receiving group a young and unquestioned leader. Chase Claypool, James Washington, Deontay Johnson will now have to find a way forward without him, and Roethlisberger will have to find somewhere else to look on possession downs. Game is tonight, 8:20 on NBC. Now let's give you the Monday night tiltage. A little preview of that. Then we got the AP Top 25. And for those of you lovers of social media and social video, they've made it impossible for the Buffalo Bills to forget their last game against the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry stiffed arm Bills cornerback Josh Norman off his feet through the air, literally was everywhere as a highlight, gif, or meme. Memory either. The Titans added insult to injury by routing Buffalo 16 on only the second Tuesday night game since 1946, rescheduled because of Tennessee's COVID-19 outbreak last season. However, chose not to forget that loss. Now the schedule takes the Bills 4-1 to the second straight stop on the redemption tour. The Bills just routed the Chiefs 38-20 in KC in a rematch of the AFC title game. But this visit to Nashville offers a little payback while the Bills try to keep rolling in Monday night showdown of divisional leaders. And I'm going to try to straighten this out here. Thank you. Buffalo sits atop the AFC East, having won 4 straight. The Bills have both the NFL's highest scoring offense and stingiest defense. Titans at 3-2 aren't dealing with a COVID outbreak. Injuries, however, are the problem, with 16 players on injured reserve, but down to just 14 on this week's report. The defending AFC South champions are coming off a 37-19 win over the Jaguars. Quarterback Ryan Tannehill, thank you, boys. Hello. Can you get back to the script here? Where's the script? Nope. Yeah. You gotta love this. Quarterback Ryan Tannehill sees this game as a huge opportunity. Now, the Bills' defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier resisted the urge to bring the blitz in, effectively contain Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes last week. He even wrote on his call sheet, "Be patient." And his defense sacked Mahomes twice. Meanwhile, the 2020 AP NFL Offensive Player of the Year has some streaks on the line. He already has tied his career-long streak rushing for at least 100 yards in 4 straight games, and another would tie Eddie George's string of 5 in 98. Henry has also run for at least 50 yards in 30 straight games, the third longest streak in the NFL since 1960, trailing only Priest Holmes and Chris Carson. If Henry runs for 110 yards and a TD against a defense ranked 3rd against the run, he'll join Jim Brown, Eric Dickerson, and Terrell Davis as the only players with 750 yards rushing and 8 rushing TDs in the first 6 games of the season. That, my friends, is worth the price of admission. It's the Monday night ESPN game, and we hope you don't miss it. Now, let's get to why we're also here, and we'll go slowly. But here we go. The top 25. I'm not going to do any voices for this, but let's do it, and let's all be surprised, shall we? At number 25 is Purdue. 24th is the University of Texas, San Antonio. 23rd, Pittsburgh. 22nd, San Diego State. 18th, North Carolina State. 17th, Texas Forest at number 16. Kentucky at number 15. Coastal Carolina, number 14. Notre Dame, number 13. Ole Miss, instead of Young Miss, Old Miss, 12th. Iowa, 11th. Oregon, 10th. Michigan State, number 9. Oklahoma State, number 8. Penn State, number 7. Michigan, 6. Ohio State, 5th. And here are the top 4. Alabama, 1 up in 4th. Oklahoma in 3rd. Cincinnati, number 2. And once again, good job, Georgia. Good job, Georgia, yesterday with that brilliant drubbing. You're still the top dog. And with Michigan and Northwestern coming up this coming Saturday, Michigan State with a day off, the big question is if which is somewhat gibberish for can Michigan stay undefeated for the week afterwards big game in East Lansing when the Wolverines take on the Michigan State Spartans. That could possibly actually be for one of the cherished spots in the college football playoff system. And wouldn't it be fun to see Michigan State or perhaps Michigan? Now, if it is Michigan State, you know what's coming. Ohio State is coming. If it's Michigan, you know what's coming for them. That's going to mean either team will have to play hard, play mean. And if either one stays undefeated, you can bet Ohio State's going to be just aching to ruin that and a chance at one of the top 4 CFP playoff games. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And folks, before we go back, before we do anything, let's go back and get some updates on the game that is still going on. Right now, with a minute 59 seconds left to play in the game, it is the Vikings 28, the Panthers 20. Panthers with the ball, 2nd and 10 on their own 4-yard line. And right now, Cardinals, barring the field goal, they lead the Browns 7-0. We're just going to say it anyways if they made it, and they probably will. So 7-0, Cardinals lead. That's early, about 8 minutes or so, 8 minutes and change left in the first quarter. How about the other 2 games that are okay? The other 2 games, the 4:25 games, Cowboys, Patriots, Raiders, and Broncos, yet to get started. And that, friends, is about all we got. Coming up tonight on a very late, like midnight Eastern, on a very late edition of Sports Final, our sporty balls are going to be hard and solid and huge with, of course, Sunday Night Football game coming up. Plus these little bonbons. LSU's Ed Orgeron. LSU and Ed Orgeron. Ed Orgeron reach a Rgeron. Orgeron. LSU and Ed Orgeron have reached a divorce. We'll tell you about that as well. Plus, the now ex-Raiders coach John Gruden and the very team that he left are going to be working out on a settlement. We'll tell you more about that. We will also give you more on, do we have a baseball game tonight? I wonder, he says. We'll also give you the latest scores. Yes, we got the Dodgers and the Braves tonight at 7:30 on yes. That is the lone championship series on the schedule tonight. That is the National League Championship Series. American League Championship Series, I do believe, will be Monday night. That's going to be fun. And, of course, the latest in the National Hockey League and any other sporting event, including soccer, we will give you here on Sports Final, midnight Eastern Time, right here on the L2C Media Network. But for right now, we have officially come to the end zone here, and it's time for us to do our victory dance. So thank you, folks, for kindly watching. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. See you tonight at midnight for Sports Final. I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley. Enjoy the rest of this Week 6 Football Sunday.